What's up, Met fans? Welcome back to Talking Mets at Rob. How is everybody doing? Before I get started talking about the Steve Cohen quote to the Major League Baseball owners, don't forget, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit on that like button. If you enjoy on my content, want to see more, want to get notified when I post my videos and when I go live, you guys know what to do. Hit on that subscribe button, everybody. All right, guys. So Steve Cohen, the shark that he is, had a tremendous quote about the MLB owners complaining about Steve Cohen's spending, especially this offseason and even last offseason, and owners are pissed off about it, and Steve Cohen does not care. His quote is perfect. His quote is right to the point, and Steve Cohen has the pulse of Major League Baseball owners. He knows exactly what would tick them off and when it would tick it off and how it would tick them off. And this is why Met fans love Steve Cohen, not only because of all the money that he has, but because he is not afraid to speak his mind and he's not afraid to spend the money and does not care about the backlash he's going to get from Major League Baseball owners. And yes, it might be a problem when it comes to trades. But if the Mets have the best package to trade to a team, is the team not going to take that best package because they don't like Steve Cohen? Is that a possibility? Absolutely. But there's a reason why Steve Cohen is a master in the business world and especially in the hedge fund world, and he's taken that to Major League Baseball as the owner of the New York Mets. And if any fan complains about Steve Cohen and the spending, take a step back and think about what your owner is doing to better their team. Now, not saying that spending always works, because most times it doesn't. You can't buy championships, right? That was the motto a lot of fans used with the Yankees with George Steinbrenner over the years, but that necessarily wasn't true, because the years that the Yankees really spent, they did not win. They won using younger players and core four and putting pieces around them, but they didn't buy championships, right? The Mets aren't trying to buy championships. But if teams are not going to trade with you, the Mets and Steve Cohen has no other choice. So Steve Cohen knows the situation, knows what he can do within the limits of the rules, which he is abiding by the way. And that is something that MLB owners have to realize, that if you're not doing what is in the best interest of your team and not bettering your team because you are cheap, well, guess what? Nobody is going to feel sorry for you. The Mets fans know all about being cheap with the Wilpon era. As soon as the Bernie Madoff scandal happened, their pockets were dry. They did not want to put money from their own pockets into the team, and it hurt the team. After the 2015 World Series appearance, the Mets had every opportunity to get even better that following year, and all they did was sign Cespedes and says we'll be okay. And it came to be a disaster. That is why when an owner spends money, no fan should complain about that owner of that team for spending tremendous amounts of money, because you know what? It shows that the owner cares. And if you don't want, as a fan, your owner to care, then you have no right to talk about any other owner. And specifically owners of other teams who are known of being cheap are going to complain about Steve Cohen and his spending is an absolute joke. And once again, if you're a fan of another team and you're complaining about an owner spending money, and that goes for the Mets owner, that goes for the Padres owner, that goes for the Phillies owner. If you complain about those owners spending money, tremendous amounts of money, by the way, look and take a step back and look at your owner and let me know if they're spending money either the right way or at all. And if there are cheap owners out there, which there's many of them, they're the ones that complain the most. It is a huge problem, because every team makes more than enough money to put good amount of money into the team to have a competitive team going into the season. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them bullshit you. It is how it is. Every team, every owner can spend $100 million without an issue and put a competitive team on their field. And that's where we come with the Steve Cohen quote about the Major League Baseball owners. And this is what it looks like, guys. So Steve Cohen is being a savage towards the MLB owners. He says, I've heard what everyone has heard, that they're not happy with me. I hear things from people who are maybe more neutral, that they're taking a lot of heat from their fans. I kind of look at that like, you're looking at the wrong person. That's a beautiful quote from Steve Cohen. Then he goes on, they're putting it on me. Maybe they need to look more at themselves. Ooh, is that a nice little stick in the gut of owners? I'm not responsible for how other teams run their clubs. That's not my job. And there are disparities in baseball. We all know that to be true. I'm following the rules, and they set the rules down. I'm following them. That is complete savage mode from Steve Cohen. He knows there is disparity in the league, but they're blaming him like he is the only owner that's spending money. But where have I heard the cheap owners talking about the San Diego Padres getting everybody and their mother spending money, making all these trades, but nobody talks about them? And then when the Phillies go out and sign Harper, and then bring in Schwarber, and then bring Castellanos, and now Turner, and then bring in Zach Wheeler, we don't hear a word about owners talking about the Philadelphia owner about that. But when Steve Cohen does it, it's a problem. And Steve Cohen knows there's disparity in the league, but it's not up to the owners that actually spend money in Major League Baseball. It is up to the owners who are cheap, that don't spend money. That is the biggest problem, because when they get the $100 million TV deal, when they get revenue, there's more than enough money to put back into the team. Just because the owners pocket the money is not anybody else's problem. That is an owner that actually spends money. Steve Cohen, amongst other owners, the Phillies owners, the San Diego Padres owners, the Yankees owners, a couple of other owners that actually spend money, they are doing it within the rule. There's penalties, there's tax implications based on going over certain amounts. They abide by the rules actually with Steve Cohen as well. So there's no issue here. If you're following the rules and you're paying the tax penalties, there is no problem. These owners that are complaining need to look themselves in the mirror, as Steve Cohen said, and do right by your fans. You can pocket some money, but guess what, guys? If you're not going to put a good product on the field, nobody's going to go to your games. It's common sense. Owners need to realize that. They just don't own a team and say, oh, come to my ballpark, even though my team wins 70 games, 65, 70 games every year. What do you expect? Of course, you're not going to have revenue. Of course, you're not going to get a lot of money coming in. Well, guess what? You don't put a product on the field, the fans are not going to show up. It's been proven. Do better, MLB owners. Stop worrying about Steve Cohen. Stop worrying about the San Diego Padres. Stop worrying about the Phillies owners, or owners that actually want to win and spend money. It's not the end-all be-all. It doesn't buy you championships, but it shows that owners do everything they can within their power to actually put a good product on the field. Good job by Steve Cohen calling out the MLB owners that don't spend money and pocket every penny and don't put it into their team. Once again, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit on that like button. If you enjoy my content, want to see more, want to get notified when I post my videos and when I go live, you guys know what to do. Hit on that subscribe button, everybody. Let me know in the comments, guys, what do you think of the Steve Cohen quote about the MLB owners? I'm very interested to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, Met fans, let's go Mets.